Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
I have to say that today being safe and well means something totally different to me. For those of you that aren't aware, I actually am sitting in Hilton in Pietermaritzburg at the moment. So I'm presenting from a rather challenging space. And I actually was saying to SAAA, it's actually good for me and good mentally for me to be here because it distracts me from everything happening around me. And talking about business rescue, I don't know if it's a bit too soon for me right now to talk about these issues, but it's a very real issue that is happening around me and very, very close to the bone and very close to the heart at the moment for everything that's going on. I do apologize for a couple of mistakes here. I have been, we've been living in a rather unsettled space for the last few days, as many of you would know from watching the news. But the show must go on and it must be done. If you're expecting, you'll have a couple of double whammies here. I am not Wayne. Unfortunately, Wayne is unable to be with us today. He's not well. And our thoughts and our prayers go to his family and to himself, and we hope that he gets strong and he recovers. But we really are hoping that he's okay. So I'm actually the reservist backup team. I'm here so again that the show must go on, and so I definitely couldn't let the players down. A little bit of civil unrest on my doorstep, literally 2 kilometers from where I'm sitting, is not going to stop the show. So we will keep going and get everything going. So good morning, everyone. I hope you are warm. I hope you are safe. I hope you are well and healthy. And I hope that you are in a good space. So for those of you that haven't met me before, okay, you will know a couple of things. Well, for those of you that know me, know that I do enjoy a interactive audience. I do enjoy a questions and comments, and I will try and bat with them as we go along. My style tends to be that we will deal with questions and comments throughout the session as we talk, rather than waiting for them at the end. So if as you're thinking of things, post them. I will pick them up and I'll talk them through with us as we go through the session. If I'm going to deal with it later, I will sort of refer back to the question later when I get to that section. But I am a multitasker on the go. Okay. For again, those that don't know me, there is my bio. So I come from a variety of different spaces. I work with small business, I work with big business, I work in financial reporting, I work in assurance and ethics, and I work in legislation. So it's a good time to be here and to be with you. And I thank you for having me. And I thank you for putting up with me as opposed to your preferred space with Wayne. Okay. So today's objectives are quite extensive when it comes to business rescue, and we're actually going to blur the lines a little bit because you can't just keep business rescue in its own space. We're going to talk about solvency, and we're going to talk about going concern. We're going to talk about a couple of different issues, including business rescue, and we need to get you need to sort of think about these and think about the practical challenges with this. The one thing, although it's in the very last slide, that I'll raise is that if you're going to do this work, if you're going to assist companies through the business rescue process, you have to be experienced at it. You have to be somebody who has been in commerce industry for numerous years. You have to be somebody who has counseled businesses, done compromises, worked with stressed businesses, and really do have a flair for this, because this is not your everyday practitioner's space. This is a highly specialized area for people to engage in. You kind of have to be the best of everything that you do, including a psychologist and a top-notch negotiator, and you also have to see the big picture for what it is, and be very strategic in how you do things. So good business rescue practitioners are artists. They're absolute craftsmen, and they are incredibly talented people that can deal with high emotion, deal with high stress, and really take this challenge on. So people that are, there's a gift to being a business rescue practitioner and a successful business rescue practitioner. For everyone else, if you have the misfortune of landing up in business rescue, or your clients heading towards business rescue, it's a really good session this morning just to come to and think about what it means, where you're going to, what are the things that you need to unpack and think about. And I've taken the session to be more in line of that. I'm not taking the session to be that you are business rescue practitioners, because if you are business rescue practitioners, you can most probably teach the audience a lot more. I'm taking this that you're wanting an understanding of the process, you're wanting an understanding of what it is, you're wanting to have a better grip of going out and talking to your clients or to your company, and just being a bit more aware of what this is all about. Although it's been around for 10 years, we're still getting to grips with it. Sadly, the last 2 years have given us a lot of work, and a lot of exposure, and a lot of tested this quite a bit. We've got quite a few big national scandals and national issues like SAA, that have gone into business rescue. And I'm sure that wherever you're sitting in your particular space, you can tell me about a business rescue issue that you are dealing with, or that is well known in your community, as we go through this. Okay. Sadly, I think there are way more than we actually want to deal with. The session objectives that we promised to you is that you'd understand business rescue in its context, going concern versus financial distress, the actual step-by-step proceedings that are necessary. Okay. Thank you. So how this goes step by step. What are the rights and responsibilities of the various stakeholders, and then obviously becoming a business rescue practitioner. Okay. So from that, Wayne put together the content of being, what is business rescue, the business rescue test, to rescue or to liquidate, the proceedings again, shareholders' rights, roles and responsibilities, stakeholders' rights, roles and responsibilities, voluntary versus involuntary winding up, and deregistration. I'm going to cover everything that he asked. My notes might just be in a little bit of different order. Each of us flow through and think about things in a slightly different way. But at the end of the day, we will cover everything that is in here. Okay. So we will be covering everything that is in here from beginning to end. And I think it's quite important to understand that in the South African context, we have a really messy structure and setup when it comes to liquidation and when it comes to insolvency and business rescue. We do not have a nice, tidy, clean space. What we have instead is we've got an Insolvency Act, which is really outdated. We've got new ideas that were introduced in the Companies Act. We've got the old Companies Act, which is still live and well with the new Companies Act. It's really a hodgepodge sort of Frankenstein process that we have. And then on top of that, we have case law. Okay, so case law is the interpretation of law through the courts. And because we have a judiciary that is as important as the legislature, our case law is really critical and important. So we have all of these things working together to try and sort of fit together what happens at the end, or at the death, or at the terminal illness of a company. Okay, so why I've taken a bit of a different approach, and it all comes together in what Wayne had set up, is we really have to take a look at what we're dealing with, why we're dealing with it, where it's coming from.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.